Hi guys, welcome back. So let's talk about some possible revenge from the Southern Hemisphere sides as they get the Northern Hemisphere touring them in 2022. And I know, before you say anything, Japan definitely aren't Southern Hemisphere, but it's the best catch-all we've got. So let's just go with it for now if we would. Now, certainly this autumn in 2021, it was a bit of a mauling for the Southern Hemisphere sides. And as you guys put in the comments, yes, they were tired. They'd been away from home for a while, but those are, reasons for sure, but they're never excuses. In international rugby, if you lose, you win, you win. But they'll definitely be out for revenge and a better performance next year. So let's have a quick look at the results, with South Africa the best of the lot there, losing the last one, but narrowly to England. They've certainly stuck with it very well. New Zealand started off decently, wins against Wales were quite good, and then they fell off a cliff badly against two inspired sides, Ireland and France. They couldn't match their quality and intensity there. They'll be looking for better. Australia didn't look great, to be honest. Again, suffered with a number of reasons. Not many players available, their star players available, but hey, that's just how it is. And they didn't play very well, didn't execute very well at all. Lost all three. These are the official autumn games. Argentina lost 2 out of 3 and really looked out of sorts, definitely struggling in their camp. And Japan lost both of those. Again, looked a bit of a shadow of the side they used to be or have been in the past, let's say. So let's look at the matchups next year, and there's some good ones for sure. The preparation for the World Cup really steps up a notch. Will the Southern Hemisphere come back strong, or can the Northern Hemisphere stay on top? We will see. Certainly, the results in the past would suggest that the Southern Hemisphere side should do really well, certainly the big three at least. But who's got the best tour in preparation for the World Cup, building their sides? And maybe the headline I put here, are France missing a bit of a trick, and maybe England as well? Now, obviously, not everyone can play exactly who they want, and of course, it might not be a question of who they want, but who they can get, who will actually negotiate with them. Certainly, we know England and New Zealand struggle to agree terms, which is pretty annoying. But anyway, France are going to Japan. It's going to be exciting. It'll be amazing. There'll be tries coming out of their ears. But is it really the best preparation? Surely a huge test series away to New Zealand or South Africa could really harden some of these players that are now getting loads of experience, in the new French squad, which is now getting pretty settled, to be honest. Is Japan really going to be physical enough? Could they win comfortably? It looked good, but not really be the test they need to find out any weaknesses they have. Not so sure about that, but it's going to be exciting. England playing Australia. Again, it always seems to happen. They play Australia a lot, and I love it when England play Australia. They're always great games, but it's pretty repetitive. Australia at home, if they get all their players fit and they're fresh, should be a really good side, fully stacked, a good test. I guess the positive for playing them again is there's a lot of young players who won't have gone away to Australia and face that sort of intensity, so you can look at it both ways, but let me know what you think. Then we've got Ireland going to New Zealand. Goodness me, this looks a belter on paper and probably the best of the lot. If Ireland can continue with their form that we saw at the end of this year, especially with the beating they gave New Zealand there, maybe not on the scoreboard, but actually around the park, New Zealand will really want to come back strong at them at home. And Ireland have been a bit of a bogey team for New Zealand in recent history. New Zealand will be out to put things right, but Ireland are going to have to be right on top of their game in every area to win again. It should be a great matchup. Can't wait for that one. Then we have Wales going to South Africa. Wow, I think the WRU's fixture secretary might have a bit of a masochistic side there. Either that or it's inspiration. Wales just have the toughest fixtures, as they did this autumn. Is it going to backfire on them? If they get another loss or a couple of losses or 3 losses, is that going to knock the confidence out of these Welsh players? Could they do with a slightly, dare I say, easier tour? Or is this what they need to really sharpen those young players? Not sure. Your thoughts? I would probably say it's a bit hard considering the fixtures they've just had, but hey, you don't turn it down, I guess, if you get to tour the best side in the world at the moment. Then we've got Scotland going to Argentina, and I quite like this matchup. If Argentina are back to their normal physical selves, that could be a really good test for Scotland. They haven't really got their attacking plan firing against big physicality in their face, so this is a perfect test, I think, for them. Rather than two sides flinging the ball around, I think going up against some high-level physicality will be good for Scotland. If they can get their game plan going against that, that will stand them in very good stead going towards the World Cup. So let me know what you think of those tours. Who's got the best matchup? Which ones are you looking forward to seeing, and how do you think they're going to go? Who's going to win those tours? Anyway, guys, comments below, and I'll catch you next time.